You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly.
Welcome to the Village of Watkins Falls monthly regular meeting of the Mayor and the Board of Trustees, date Wednesday, April 12th, 2023. Please stand for pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You have successfully.
Thank you.
John Regan was a lifelong village resident and village volunteer who served on several committees in the village. If you didn't know him, he was quite a guy, really great individual. Died suddenly last week. Mark, did you want to say something at this point?
Good evening, Mayor, Mr. Karch, Trustees. My name is Mark Weber. I'm a village resident and have been since 1983. I've had the pleasure of being a neighbor of John Regan's for 40 years. I'm here tonight because I'd like to ask for approval and cooperation from the village. As Mr. Karj has shared with you briefly, John was born and raised in the village, spent 71 years here. I had coffee with John every morning. His love for this village is unparalleled. He was excited about being reappointed to the Parks Committee. He was really looking forward to getting back involved. So I'm here tonight to ask if we can erect a monument memorial in Mizzier Park. I think John is due that honor.
I agree.
As Mr. Karj and I spoke about Monday, I think a great place for it would be on the Park, I always mix them up, Park Avenue, Park Street side of Mizzier Park over by John's house. His wife is there. His son Christopher lives across the street from him. And his daughter Janice lives on High Street, just basically across the street from me. So I would like to lead the effort to drive this. If there's fundraising that needs to take place, I am more than willing to do that. I would like to, I'm not sure who from the village I would need to work with to make this come to fruition, but I've got some great ideas with how we do this. I've already reached out to several business owners here in the village that are very much interested in getting involved. If we can pull off something that the day that we actually dedicate the memorial, we do a John Regan Day. I've got some, obviously, I'm not sure if everyone knows John, but John was an amazingly accomplished musician. Toured for 20 plus years with Peter Frampton, toured with Ace Frehley, played with the Rolling Stones, played with more people than you can imagine. And you would never know it from speaking to him. He kept it to himself. He didn't brag about his accomplishments. I can't say enough good things about John. So I'm here with the request. If you can let me know what the thoughts are from the board at some point. Mr. Huber, you know how to get a hold of me. Mr. Karj, you know how to get a hold of me.
Yep.
I would really like to see this come to fruition and honor John in the right way.
Mark was saying it would be something very similar and not unlike what we have there right now for Pete Sanfilippo on the left-hand side as you go up toward the building, something similar to that over on Park Street side. So, okay, Mark, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate everyone's time tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, do we have anything, oh, by the way, we're lowering the flags tomorrow in John's memory, and we'll put them back up on Monday. So if you see them, that's what it's going to be about. Is there anything from special events, announcements? We had the Easter egg hunt, right? That went really well.
Yeah, we talked about that last.
Oh, you did already?
No, we didn't. John,
No.
Easter egg hunt?
Well, we had our Easter egg hunt. We had a one-day rain delay, but it turned out we had 6,000 Easter eggs. We had God only knows how many kids, but the park was clean as a whistle in about 15 minutes. Couple of bumps along the way, but I think most people who I've spoken to had agreed that it was a good time was had by all. I'd like to thank all the members of the rec committee who volunteered, who showed up. You know, there has to be somebody in the Easter Bunny suit, and it's not exactly comfortable, but it was a good time had for all, and it was done for the benefit of the kids and the people of the village, and I think it went very well. And thank those people who participated.
Any other announcements? Roll call. Mayor Huber.
Aye.
Trustee Nicholas.
Here.
Trustee Telisek.
Here.
Trustee Nesnick.
Here.
Trustee Williams.
Here.
Trustee Ruffin.
Here.
Trustee Smith.
Here.
Village Attorney Linders.
Here.
Action on minutes, March 8th and March 29th. Can I have a motion?
I move we accept the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. Authorization to pay bills as per approved warrants.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Who was that? Ruffin? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. All right, approval resolution number 1323 of 2023 to appoint an alternate member to the Tri-Municipal Commission. Can I have a motion, or can I have a name?
You don't have a name just yet, but we're going to work on it,
Okay,
I think. But just let the board know that the town of Poughkeepsie has their alternate, and it's a two municipality board, so we need to pick one.
so you want to bring this next month?
We just want to pass it so we can sign it off to the town.
John, we had previously discussed you doing it. Did that change in any way, or were we still looking, or?
Who,
The
me?
Tri-municipal?
Yeah, I'll do it.
We had discussed John doing it. Is that something that you would be in agreement with, or were you looking for somebody else?
Yeah, no, I'm fine. If you want to nominate me to be,
Yeah, I'd like to nominate you.
Okay.
You've been there before, you're familiar with it, so if you
I've
don't
been there.
mind doing it.
I've been there a few times. Okay, can I have a motion for John Carge to be the alternate on the Tri-Municipal Commission?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Seconded by John Teleshak.
Yes.
Okay. I'm missing my paper. Roll call vote.
We did that.
Mayor Huber.
We did that already.
No, for this resolution.
Aye.
Trustee Nicholas.
Yep.
Trustee Teleshak.
Aye.
Trustee Nesnick.
Aye.
Trustee Williams.
Aye.
Trustee Ruffin.
Aye.
Trustee Smith.
Aye.
Carried. Thank you. I look forward to that. Okay, regular session continues. Approval Resolution 1423 of 2023 to establish a standard workday for elected and appointed officials. Can I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
A second?
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
What does that mean?
Well, to put it simply, is that the trustees and the mayor can get into the retirement system. And this resolution is allowing that. It's allowing them to be into the retirement system if they elect to do so. Not all do. Because it's different. Their hours are different. But that's all it is. It's just approving, allowing that.
Recording of hours as well.
The recording.
You have to record how many hours we put in and for several months in a row and send it up to the county.
Okay. Roll call, Mayor Huber.
Aye.
Trustee Nicholas.
Aye.
Trustee Teleshak.
Aye.
Trustee Nesnick.
Aye.
Trustee Williams.
Aye.
Trustee Ruffin.
Aye.
Trustee Smith.
Aye.
Carried. Approval Resolution 1523 of 2023. That the law firm of Wallace & Wallace LLP is hereby retained.
Mr. Carge, I'd like to move this to a vote after our executive meeting so we can have discussion during the executive meeting.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor to put this item in executive session.
I'll second that motion, John.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That'll go into executive session. Discussion fees, parks, and outbuildings. Trustee Teleshak.
Yes, I would like to table this to the next meeting. We have 3 new members who I have not had a chance to get my proposals out to. For the benefit of those here, this is to reevaluate the rules in our parks, the rental costs for our parks, and also to look at how we're going to use, if we're going to use, the boathouse building. I think we should be doing that. I want to do that, but I want to make sure that the new members of the board are fully made aware of what we're doing before I ask anybody to vote on anything. So I ask that we table that to next meeting.
We can adjourn it to the next meeting, yep. Okay. You know what I'll do, John? I'll leave it on there for discussion until you're
Cool.
okay with it.
Thank you.
Yep. Approval to hire Thomas Kozier as part-time police officer, step 3.
I'd like to make a motion that we move this to discuss in executive and make a vote after executive session.
Can I have a second?
I'll second it.
Trustee Smith, second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Approval to accept the resignation of Lori Java as deputy court clerk effective April 3rd.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Lori did a great job for us when she was there in court, and she's going to be missed, but she's doing even more for us as a treasurer, and we're really thrilled about that. My only comments as a village clerk, I work with them every day. Okay, approval correspondence from William T. Garner. They voted in Chris Franzese as a new member. Can I have approval to accept this correspondence?
I'll make it.
Trustee Smith, in a second.
I'll second it.
Trustee Telisek. These are monthly updates that we do every month, and I know we have some new folks on committees, and you probably haven't met yet. I did get some schedules for some of the committees and when you're going to meet, and I'll have that out to you probably tomorrow. But I'll go through it anyway. Police.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Corge, Village Board, first I want to thank you for appointing me as the police commissioner to lead the police department, and rest assured that I'll do the best job that I can for you in that role. Our police committee did meet, and we're going to meet on the first Thursday of each month. We kind of chose that so that we can get in before the board meeting so that I can brief them on what's going on, and you guys can be properly briefed before we come to the meeting. Just a couple of things that I have. Officer Scagnelli's been approved for the 39-hour slot. That came through, so we're moving forward with that. He's also, Judge Chase contacted me from the American Legion in his role over there. They want to award him on May 1st at 7 p.m. over at the Legion Hall for a life-saving that happened in October of 2022 at the Knights of Columbus, so you're all invited to that. We're doing some improvements in the station. That's going through the budget process right now. I started the budget process. I've been in touch with Lori Java about it, and we're working on a daily basis to some phone upgrades and other upgrades that are going to be happening in the department. There are some infrastructure things that we're working on to better suit the department, and I've been in touch with Mr. Carge with that. We've gone over some of those, and the committee is aware of that. All the officers now have access to a police statewide database to more effectively do their job. That was one of the immediate changes that I made. We're investigating a license plate reader system for one of the police cars, and what that does is basically read license plates, and it tells you if the car's wanted or the driver's wanted or something along those lines. So we're going to see if we can get some kind of outside funding to do that. Like I said, we are in the budget process. I do have 2 officers assigned to Mr. Regan's wake on Friday night from 4 to 8 to assist with traffic and parking for that. So that'll happen there. This week is Dispatcher Appreciation Week, so feel free to give them a call and let them know you appreciate the job that they do, because their job is not easy. So I've already addressed that with them. And
Get them some pizza someday.
absolutely. Well, I bought them flowers today. So.
Oh, okay.
And the only thing that I ask is I'm really trying to restructure and keep continuity in the department. So I ask if you have any comments or concerns or anything that you need addressed, that you come to me, and I will handle it through the department, and by all means, I will get back to you and follow through on that. And just so I can keep some continuity, and I'm really trying to restructure a lot of things there, and all that will be happening in the next couple of months. So, and I'll keep you all advised on that. But that's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your name?
Paul Italian.
Last name?
Italian.
I'm not sure.
Okay, finance.
Okay. So,
So yesterday, the
Okay.
Finance Committee spent 4 hours with our new treasurer, that's Lori Java. We went over last year's budget, okay, the 22-23 budget. We had to go back to the 21-22 budget, and we spent, well, really over 4 hours reconstructing, scrutinizing, reallocating, and trimming our 22-23 budget for this fiscal year. And let me tell you, guys, it was not easy, but we were really happy to do it. What we're trying to do is keep taxes down and controlled, not like last year, and really get a handle on finances. And Lori is doing a great job of reconstructing the basically 3 fund lines that she was given when Mr. Foreman had done the budget with us for last fiscal year. That was a disaster. I mean, 3 budget items per department was a nightmare. But Lori, she powered through it. Jen was an immense help on that team. You've done budgets for as many years as you've been a trustee, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we're really turning the corner on the problems and the issues that we had. We have a steady treasurer now, so, we get a lot of questions. Are we really in that bad of shape? Are we really in that bad of shape? And everybody just please be patient. It's really turning the corner. Busy week. We've met with the department, mostly all of the departments. We have 1 or 2 left to meet with, get everybody's wish list, see how it factors in. So far, so good. We're looking good. So we're hopeful about it. We're very hopeful that we won't have a repeat of last year. We won't know that yet. We haven't pushed the button yet. But I can tell you that there's things that we can trim if we do push that button, and that's where it is. So we'll know next week. We have our next meeting, which will be the tentative budget. So we'll know a lot more information at that time, but things are definitely going in the right direction.
Okay, thank you for that. Highway Trustee Smith.
It's running very well. We have a very good new highway super. I think once all the paperwork and billing gets straightened out, he'll have more time to spend with the men, but he has a good foreman and a good crew, and they're working all the time, so I'm happy with the highway.
Fire and Lake. It's trustee, who is that? Who took that committee?
Nichols, but they didn't have a meeting.
Fire and Lake is Tillishak.
Okay.
There's nothing for Lake.
All right. As far as safety is concerned, our next safety meeting that I'm the chairman of will be in June. We've made a lot of progress throughout all the buildings that we have. Lamps that were falling down on West Main Street have been removed. The bases that were there that were trip hazards have been removed and the surface level. So that's all done. And that's it for now on safety. Stormwater management, that I'm the Dutchess County chairman of that consortium. Our annual reports are due the 1st of May, and I'll be assembling ours for the Village of Wappingers Falls, and I'll schedule a public hearing in May to go over that. It'll take about 2 hours.
Like the short version.
That's the long version. The short version will be about 2 minutes. Don't want to scare anybody away. So that's that. Recreation,
Well, I did mention the Easter egg hunt, but I neglected to thank the PBA who actually stuffed the 6,000 eggs, a lion's share of them. So thanks to them for that as well. The next rec event coming up will be our summer concert series, which will be starting, it's currently scheduled. Hopefully we'll have some things in between them with a little bit of luck, but our summer concert series, which will be starting in July.
And I'm just going to take a minute. I don't want to put any negative on what happened the day of our Easter egg hunt, but, you know, there's always a little bit floating around. So, this is volunteer, so no one's getting paid to come out there and spend all that time. Heather, Donnie, you can name the rest. Great thanks to them. I thought it was a wonderful time. There are always bumps when you're dealing with that many people. We don't just have village residents. There's a lot of people. How many people were there?
600, 700.
So it's very difficult to keep control when you have a handful of volunteers that turns into such a big event. It's very difficult to keep control of eggs on the ground in a park. You have hundreds and hundreds of kids walking up there picking up the eggs. So there were several parents who, you know, didn't hold back that, you know, we did terrible jobs and, you know, my kid didn't get as many eggs as that kid, and there's always going to be some of that. What I would say is if anybody has any ideas or would like to volunteer,
That's right.
by all means, we meet. When do you meet?
We are on Tuesdays at 7:30.
So I'm sure there's different ways of doing things. Maybe someone has something that might make it better. But by all means, if you do.
And I will just add to this. I spoke to a number of parents. Yeah, some kids got more than others. Some people did have issues. However, the vast majority of people
Right.
did well. And what we do count on is, you know, the parents will kind of work with us, not in opposition. So I still say that I think 99.9% of the people who were there, and everybody who called, if you called, you got a call back from me. And I heard your concerns. I want to hear it. And I welcome your assistance. We get any event we have, we always need more help. So many hands, light work.
So no negative. I just wanted to throw that out there that, you know, it's difficult to restrain that many people with 10 people working. So if anybody has anything for next year that you think we could do better, any positive suggestions, we'd be more than happy to hear them. I'm done.
That's it for rec.
Okay, so, water. The board grabbed the water commissioner to be a trustee, so that position is vacant at the moment. So, the board will be working to replace Jeff, who was chairman of that committee, board.
Waiting on a phone call. I don't know.
Okay. Personnel,
All we have for personnel right now is we do have advertised for court clerk and a part-time bookkeeper, so we've been accepting applications and we should be having interviews shortly.
and Tri-Muni, we have trustee Nesnick, a member, full member, and Mary Morris as full member, and myself as an alternate.
And our meeting was postponed the other day till tomorrow, so I don't really have anything to talk to you about today.
Mayor, if you want to open up, that's it for the printed portion of the agenda. If you wanted to open it up for any questions.
Anybody from the public have anything?
I'm sorry. My name is Mr. Harvey. I live on Hillside Avenue. I just got a question about the road on Church Street where the new building is. I know the road there, they've been digging it up, putting it back, and doing all kind of work there.
Yes.
But it's kind of,
The hole in the road?
yeah, it's
So what I
real
know is,
bad. I want to know if
The blacktop plant opens the 15th, on the 15th, and
they'll be fixing that up.
yep.
So,
So,
all right. That was one thing. Also, the banners. I know Easter was just last week. Do we have any idea when we're taking these banners around or down
I just took that one down today,
in the park?
in the park.
Dairy Queen?
There's one at Dairy Queen?
There's one at Dairy Queen.
I come home from work, I don't come that way. I'll grab that one tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to ask about that.
I have a question about the sidewalk on West Main between Church and Givens. What's wrong with that? Why can't it be fixed?
So
It's
this,
been like that 2 years.
we're in litigation with the state and Central Hudson in contact. And they sent us a bill and now I guess we're just fighting it right now. So they want the village to pay a little over $1 million to fix something that we didn't break. That wasn't our problem, it wasn't our fault. Another company caused the damage. And the board, the last previous board that I sat on, didn't feel obligated to do it. The board before that didn't feel obligated to fix it because it wasn't our responsibility. We didn't cause the damage. Central Hudson caused the damage. So the state, it's all has to do with the state, and if we get involved with it, we will be responsible for everything.
So we're basically just waiting for the state and Central Hudson
Yeah.
to make up their minds what they're gonna do with it.
So I've been reaching out to our local politicians, ones in Albany, ones in Washington, trying to help us with this also, so. It's just I hate it just as much as everybody else does, it feels like crap.
Yeah. And
It doesn't look good at all. It's unsafe, people still walk up that sidewalk, they're walking through the
We
street.
gotta walk into the street,
Yeah.
it's very unsafe.
All right, but we're working on
Okay,
it.
Good evening, Board. My name is Jackie Muller. I'm the current president of the Wappinger Falls Business Association. I just wanted to say that some of my members have approached me with wanting to be involved in helping with that plaque or memorial for John Regan, so that I wanted to mention that. And also to remind everybody that the banners in the town are done by Wappingers Rises and some of the volunteers, and there's a reception tomorrow to meet some of the artists. So everybody's welcome to attend. That's at the River Valley Arts Center.
Is that at 6 o'clock?
5.
5 to 7.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
At the River Valley Arts Center.
Okay.
So I just wanted to introduce myself. Thank you.
Thanks.
thank you for that. Anything else?
Anybody from the board?
Okay, we're going to have a motion to go into executive session for 3 items. One is Article 78, discussion, legal resolution with Wallace and Wallace, and a new police officer hire. I have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Get a break while he takes the communication down. The cameras.